So this is a video that I thought I would never make, but I decided to give Buffalo Wild Wings another chance. If you are new to the channel, the last time that I went and I said I would never go again, they served me a chicken sandwich that was literally raw. A chicken sandwich from B-Dubs, and it is raw. Like, I never thought I would be subjected to a meme like that, but this is legitimately not cooked, bro. Like, legitimately. Now, being a person that makes food content, I wasn't necessarily trying to get a bag like some people said I was or create controversy. I post my experiences at every single restaurant, so that is what I did. I didn't know necessarily that the video would get as many views as it did, but on TikTok, it has millions of views. On YouTube, it has millions of views on Shorts, as well as on Instagram. So Buffalo Wild Wings reached out to me probably about 2 or 3 weeks later and asked me about my experience and gave me a gift card for $200. Now, I haven't used it for about 4 or 5 months, but I decided to use it today, and I got an order of their new maple chipotle and their Cajun wings. What I did was I used an alias on the app because, again, I wasn't sure if they earmarked my email address or whatever it was so that they didn't screw up my order, and I had somebody pick it up for me. I used DoorDash and had it delivered down the street. No, I'm not joking. But when they handed me my bag, which was just now, half my order's missing. So let me show you what I got, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So we have a brownie, which I've never had before. I wanted to try, and this is a bag of the sauces. So I got a couple of sauces like ranch and their Southwestern ranch. We got an order of their maple chipotle wings and an order of their Cajun wings. Now, this is actually maple chipotle. I read them wrong. They do look pretty close in what it is. And then I'm not sure what this is, to be honest. I think this is a chicken sandwich. Yep, so this is their classic chicken sandwich that was undercooked last time. So I got that. But if you look at my receipt, that's all that's in the bag. Now, their receipts are a little faded, but if you look, they're supposed to be combo meals. So this comes with fries, one with onion rings, and the other one's supposed to come with potato wedges. I got none of the three. And I also ordered a burger, which is missing. So glad I used a gift card because, again, they're missing the barbecue burger, the onion rings, the fries, the wedges. That's it. So they're missing half the order, literally. But I'm going to review what I have, but I'm going to post my experience as always. That's not good. The last time I went there and I went in to tell them that my chicken was undercooked, there were about 2 or 3 people in there saying that they were missing orders or their order was inaccurate. So it's been about 4 or 5 months and it still is. Before I even say anything else, I do have to say that it could be the dasher that didn't pick up the entire order, but I still think that the restaurant should make sure that when they hand them the bag or when they take their stuff, that it should be everything in the order. Not all DoorDashers are going to check, but I don't know who people want to place the blame on there. But again, if it wasn't using a gift card or making a review, I would be very upset if I ordered $70 worth of food and got $30 worth of food, especially if I was actually hungry. I'm going to try all of these things anyway because this is what it is. Drop a thumbs up and you guys already know the vibes. Let's get into this video. So I heard my phone go off about 15 minutes ago, but I ignored it. In between takes, it went off again. I got a text from Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm guessing this is something like an employee that works there. If you can't read it, it says, "Hey, your Uber driver forgot the burger and wedge and onion rings." So there you go. At least they texted me. I'm going to be honest with you. At least they texted me. Like, you could go back and get it, of course. I did want to point it out. I'm going to put this more towards the beginning of the video. Even though this is more towards the end of the video while I was already recording. They did reach out to me. It's 4:46 p.m. I got the message at 4:29 p.m. I still think it's a bad vibe, but at least they did reach out. They don't know it's me and text me. So I'm not going to get it, again, because I paid with a gift card. It's basically paid for by them, so I'm not going to sit here and make a big deal about it. And, it is what it is, but I did want to point that out. So I wasn't making this up. I thought it was DoorDash. It was Uber. I ordered through their app and got it delivered down the street. So they used Uber. So let's start off with the maple chipotle wings. I got a 6-piece here. Didn't come with my fries. That doesn't matter. And it's the mild. So this has a 1 flame, so it's supposed to be not hot at all. I mean, there's a little bit of a honey smell. I can't really get the chipotle on here, but let's try the first bite with no sauce. I can't believe I'm just biting this to see because last time, again, biting undercooked chicken was scary, but this is crazy. It's cooked. I know this is going to sound crazy, but if you're a person who has 0 spice tolerance, like I know people that think lemon pepper is spicy. This is on the mild category. You're going to think this is spicy. Now, I don't, but that chipotle is coming across that way. The maple isn't overly sweet. I was expecting something a little bit sweeter. but there's a little bit of a smoky, slightly spicy Chipotle kick at the end of it. They sauce these rings really well, so you're getting sauce in every single bite, which is good. Again, some places don't do that. So I figured I'd point it out. Now, I'm taking an almost journalistic approach to how I'm reviewing food, of course, because you can't put your own feelings and biases into things, so I try to keep an open mind. And just being perfectly honest, these wings really aren't that bad. I like the sauce on them. Again, a little bit of a smoky, sweet flavor with a hint of spice. I would almost put this in between mild and medium. I wouldn't quite call it medium, but I don't think that it's lacking any spice at all to be called mild. But I have to say it, the wings are cooked all the way, which is good. Like, completely cooked. So we got that going for us. Now let's try a little bit of this ranch. I haven't had B-dubs that much, so I'm really not familiar with all their stuff like that. But let's try the ranch too. Honestly, their ranch also isn't bad. It's almost like they're making their own mix, and they use double the amount, because that ranch flavor is pretty strong in that compared to what you get from a lot of restaurants. Not including Wingstop, which is still the best. But I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't like these wings. They're not my favorite flavor ever because I prefer more of a spicy wing. But if you like sweet, smoky with a little, and again, when I say spice, I mean a little hint of spice. But I know some of you people are super sensitive to spices. So you've been warned. I would give these on a chain scale a 7 out of 10. They're not bad at all. Next up, we have the Cajun wings. Now, these are on the medium scale, and I've had Cajun wings at places like Wingstop. When they talk about Cajun, it's usually their Louisiana rub, I'm talking Wingstop, mixed with their buffalo. So I don't know where they're going with this, if it's an independent seasoning or it's a mix of the two. But there's the Cajun. These are a little bit soggier than the other ones. I kind of like the sticky sauces better. I know their sauces come from a bottle. Not that that matters. Yes, I just checked to see if it was cooked all the way, because I spit it right out. The flavor profile is actually similar to what Wingstop has, where you get a little bit of the spice, so it almost tastes like a buffalo with like a Cajun dry rub. Now, the difference between the two is, I feel like Wingstop's is more of a distinct buffalo taste, whereas this feels like it has something else mixed in there, and that's probably more along the lines of Wingstop just mixes the two seasonings on site, whereas they have it coming from a bottle. But very similar. A little bit of that salty paprika spice that you get. There's something inherent about B-Dubs' sauces, though, that compared to other places that also use bottled sauces, it just feels distinctly bottled. And it just never vibed with me. If I'm comparing this to other Cajun wings I've had, this isn't as good. I just don't think there's as much flavor as in the other ones. But again, I am by no means saying this wing is nasty. It's not. I'd be lying to you if I said it was. When I eat this wing, you see me, I'm clearly eating it. But if I was actually in the mood to get my own Cajun wings, I would definitely choose Wingstop. And I'm being real when I say that. Like, even with my own mishaps and all that other stuff, I would never just say that. If it was good, I would go. But let's try it in a ranch. I also have some Southwestern ranch that I'm going to try with this one. Yes, I'm checking. With the ranch, that flavor is so strong that it almost overpowers the wing. Wingstop's ranch isn't as strong. Again, this is a direct comparison here. That's why I keep saying the name. But it still is pretty good. I want to try this Southwestern ranch. I was going to say Chipotle ranch. So there it is. I've never had this, but I saw it on like their sauces section next to the maple and the Cajun. So I want to try this one as well. It's definitely not a Chipotle ranch. It has more of that, like, you ever had a Southwestern egg roll? kind of that flavor mixed in with their ranch. I think that would go really well in a chicken sandwich, but not necessarily on the wing. I prefer the maple to this Cajun, but again, everybody has different taste buds. I just think that should be a little bit more of like whereas Cajun at Wingstop is hot, my spice preference is more hot, and I like that little like hint of that original hot that you get in it, as opposed to this, which more just tastes more like more of the concentrated of the Louisiana rub versus what you get in this, which tastes a lot more like the Louisiana rub in liquefied form. I need something with a little more spice, but this is medium, so I knew that was coming, but just tasting it now, that is definitely what I'm getting from that. I would give these a 6.5 out of 10. Definitely edible, so I don't have a problem with them. I like Wingstop. I like B-Dubs' salt and vinegar. I like their hot, and I like a couple more, like the Asian Zing and a couple more of their other sauces a lot more than this. So even on that scale, this is definitely more towards like the lower of the hierarchy. Yes, I got another one, the classic chicken sandwich after being served one that was raw. This is wild. So the only difference this time is last time I got it with sauce, and this time I didn't. Just because I need to see it, more or less. But I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it this time. I need to know with a freaking butter knife, but it is what it is. I need to know. I swear to God, if this is raw. Okay. We're good this time. Right? Right. So let's try the chicken sandwich. There's just mayo on this, but it's got like a peppery seasoning blend on here that gives it somewhat, like if you just wanted to order like a crispy chicken sandwich, you would definitely still eat this. Now, I asked for mayo. There's not a lot of mayo, but I do have some ranch and some sauces here. I never thought I'd be eating one of these. This is like a weird moment for me. But let's try this Southwestern ranch. I actually like this. I do. Crispy. It's seasoned pretty well with that peppery seasoning blend. Their brioche bun, it's toasted. And when you got some dipping sauces or something with it, it actually makes for a pretty good chicken sandwich. I like it. I'd honestly say, as far as this one versus direct competitor Wingstop, that I would prefer this sandwich. It has, now, I'm pretty sure that their sandwiches also come frozen, but their filet has more flavor on its own, and it feels less processed than Wingstop's, which feels more like a giant chicken nugget with how the quality of the white meat on the inside comes off. This feels more like an all white meat chicken breast filet with seasoning on it. It's definitely a better chicken sandwich, like straight up. Adding the sauces may make a difference for some people, and I can 100% agree with you there. But I like Wingstop sauces better than B-Dubs. But the chicken sandwich itself, Buffalo Wild Wings Go was made to compete with fast food places. That's why they did it. There's not much of a sit-down area. You're supposed to take your food to go, and because of that, the food is slightly cheaper than if you got it at a restaurant. So, it's supposed to compete more like a fast casual place. As far as fast casual places go, this is one of the better chicken sandwiches on there. When it's cooked, it's pretty damn good. I would give this on a chain scale an 8.5 out of 10. I give credit where it's due. I was excited to try it the first time. I'm glad I actually tried to try it this time. So, we can be impartial here. And finally, we have a chocolate chunk brownie. Now, clearly, this one comes completely packaged. Some places will get it at this type of restaurant, and it'll be something that they bake off in the restaurant. Some get them frozen, and they just thaw out. This one is just a packaged one. It has Girardelli chocolate in it, which is a pretty decent chocolate. So, I feel like this would be even better heated up, but of course we're in the car. So there that is. Oh, man. We got something to... So there's your brownie. Got little flakes on it. I don't mind that. And what matters to me is it fudgy? I like a fudgy brownie. Even brownies that come like this can come fudgy. It's kind of fudgy. Again, direct comparison, comparing this to Wingstop, it's pretty on par with it. I would give this the slight edge, though. There's more chocolate chips in this. You can see them all over the top, and it's all throughout the brownie, which makes it a little more chocolatey, a little more fudgy. The other one more tastes like a cakey type of thing with nothing else in it, whereas this comes across as more fudgy. I think this costs like $4. That's a rip for that, you know, like if you're just, but some people want to try these types of things and they don't really mind. But anything that's over like $2 to me for something this small, like a slice of brownie that's packaged, is a ripoff. But as far as the taste goes of it, I don't mind this at all. And I would give this an 8 out of 10. Like, there are definitely better things in this genre. Firehouse Subs has a better brownie, for example, and there are a couple of other places that also do. But this isn't bad. I'm not going to take more bites of it simply because I feel like it's a waste of calories. That's no joke. But if I was just sitting here, and yeah, I'd probably eat this whole thing. But you can tell it's a thing that I can refrain from eating. If you see me taking another bite and being like, I can't stop, then you know it's really, really good. I've kind of figured that out even about myself. Overall, in the message that I got from Buffalo Wild Wings way back when, they said, we hope you give you another chance. We hope you give us another chance after your bad experience. I did. And will I be going back to Buffalo Wild Wings? Honestly, for the sake of the job, yes, I will go back to Buffalo Wild Wings. At least I know, using an alias, using something months later, that look, the chicken thing might have been a one-off thing, but if it happened to you, there's a lot of you that had terrible experience at restaurants that probably wouldn't go back. But, you know, can't change the job, as I always say, and I will definitely go back. Like, the driver, apparently, they place the blame on the driver. When it comes to situations like that, it wouldn't be the first time it's happened when I've used things like Uber Eats or DoorDash. I actually place the blame kind of on both, because if you don't know, what Uber Eats or DoorDash drivers usually go, there's one of two things, is they go to a stand that has the food sitting there on it, and there's a name. So a lot of times places will have like something sitting there, and they look for the name and they get it. If that be the case, then I still place the blame on the restaurant, because my receipt, which was on the bag that I got, has everything on there. So unless he's going to go in there and physically check everything, which I guess he's taking the restaurant's word for it, a lot of people would as well. I think that there should be another bag stapled to it, or the restaurant should physically hand you the bag with everything in it, and away you go. So I don't just place it on the driver. Yes, he could have checked in there. It's the restaurant. So you saying the Uber driver forgot, like, you didn't give it to him as well. Most Uber Eats drivers ain't going to do that. Like, I know there's some of you guys that are kind of like boomer mentality, like, oh, they should be doing that. Maybe. Again, I would place the blame on both of them. I would. Like, it's not just the driver, and I don't think it's just the restaurant. I don't know how theirs works. I have been in there a couple of times, and what it usually is there's like an opening where if you say your name, they're like, this is your stuff, and then you get it. If they did it, this is your stuff, and he only grabbed one bag because it wasn't stapled, again, I look at this receipt, and all of the stuff on here is, it doesn't say bag 1 of 2, it doesn't say anything, it just says, and normally there's a checked thing on here, and it wasn't checked by anybody. That's their system, that you're supposed to check the bag, and it wasn't there, so it is what it is. Again, I wanted to try one of they had like a different burger, but eventually they'll come out with a new flavor. They seem to be doing that, and we're back in the B-dubs rotation, which is what I kind of wanted from this. I don't want to alienate a restaurant based off of my own bias when it comes to stuff like that, because some of you guys want to see those videos, and that's why I do it. It's why I go to Subway and still try to say, I said Subway's last stuff was good. And anybody knows I'm the biggest Subway hater. So don't tell me that I'm like, oh, well, he's using his bias. I don't use my bias, bro. There's restaurants that I can't stand that I try stuff that's good. So there it is. I'm back in the fold. I think I still got like $100 left in the gift card. I think because the order was like $70. So I think I got $120 left in the gift card. We'll take it. It is what it is, man. So I'm glad you guys watched this video. I'm glad that I don't have salmonella or something else crazier. There's these 2 kids with shiesties on that have ridden their bikes around the block like twice. Now, I'm not one of those people that think these kids is like up to no good. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking in that direction. I just feel like an old man. Now, they're riding their bikes, they're having a good time, but they keep turning. I'm at an intersection, a 4-way stop. They keep just turning into traffic, and it's making me nervous because a truck was just driving this way, and they turned, and they had to swerve out of the way. I don't want to be that old guy. Listen, if you're going to ride your bikes, just be careful, bro. Just be careful. Again, now they got shiesties on. I don't agree with the shiesties. Don't do it. This is a whole different video. I love y'all, man. You'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube. Don't wear shiesties. It's not a fashion statement. It's 80 degrees. There's no reason to be in a shiesty right now. Even with... I'm out.